Hello, everybody. We're starting with a little bit but that it is what it is.
Sorry.
And we were trying to get the things going. Welcome back here. We just decided to come in here and popped up. Today we're going to be talking to you about something very important as in your journey, as a twin flame journey, and give you a little bit more positiveness within this. Hopefully that's going to help you in your personal journey within yourself. I don't remember who messaged me. It's something with Queen in the channel. And she's like, I'm in the union and I want you to be the first one to know. But that is ultimately, it's the goal, you to unify yourself and to unify it with your partner. But the union also requires one thing. Number one, you're not to living in the past or whatever happened before, and not to living in the future because you're gonna missing the present. And that's what we are gonna be sit down and talking to you guys. And without further ado, I'm gonna give you a Paulina. So
Yeah, in the past few days we had a lot of revaluation and just looking into the past. And it's you have to, learn from the past, and you have to revisit what you've done previously, or maybe what kept you stuck, or what blocked you in the past, just to reaching for what you really desired, maybe some change that you want to do, you didn't have enough courage. So, we always should be looking into the past. For example, when some experiences are kind of repeating in our life. So that's useful. But at the same time, we found this nice balance just to really see how much is too much, being just focused onto the past, and instead just see, okay, that's a lesson. That's something that was repeated, and what can I draw from that? Just how can I overcome this? How can I do it better or just different this time? Because it's clearly, if something is repeating, it's just for the purpose of just addressing it some other way, maybe from different perspective, or maybe with taking this higher understanding of the journey. So you will see that those people, those experiences, those environments, either whether it's work environment or maybe your circle of friends, it kind of goes the full circle. So if that starts to happen, like, it will become more and more visible to you that you have to just tackle it a little bit differently just to expect different outcome. So that's what we are kind of trying to find, why those experiences are kind of repeating itself.
when our talks talking about getting you some the positiveness side is like when you stay in the present, okay, when you look at it inside of yourself in there and you see this same repeating cycle and it's coming towards you, and the first thing you comes in your mind is what? Oh, the things is repeating from before. Oh, it's going to happen the same thing. Oh, I saw all this. Oh, I got all this things, and you don't have your mindset as a positive that first of all you're not in that past timeline, and when you get in it within yourself and the positiveness and you keeping the love within you and the inner peace in yourself, you need to understand that first is the love, then it's the joy, and from the joy you go to the inner peace, and then it goes enlightenment. The inner peace is above because the inner peace keeps the joy of love. You're going to understand that later on. But talking about this is you're going to find out that when you're in the proper connections in there, you am I going to go into this past, but you are going to be have different positiveness within yourself in the current moment, the present time. It's like I learned my lessons from before. Now I have to act differently. I have to act totally opposite of what I did. Okay. But you're also gonna facing, okay, within the same situations that if in the past you try to do something just so you can manifest something within the future, you should be not mindful about the future. Even in right now, the current moment, present of time, guys, you're gonna laughing on it because some of you catching those mind games within yourself. And looking at in there, you're gonna find that this a beauty, this beauty of the moment. You gonna be enjoying the moment of what is going on. It doesn't matter what it is within your journey. And then that energy that's gonna comes in of the joy, you're gonna be start enjoying yourself. That you are learning the proper navigations, and that's gonna lead you to move forward. I mean, move forward within the journey itself. And then the stress, the all that stuff, they're gonna be gone. But I was still seeing some people there like, oh, when I was with my twin flame, I had this, this, and this, and I still have this and that. Those are people who are living in the past. Then we see some people that comes in as like, I want my twin flame to do this, this, and this. He needs to wake up, this and this. But you're focusing within in the future. But when you focus on the current present moment, you're gonna be enjoying yourself and then enjoy the connection. And when it's the true connections, that's gonna materialize in there. And Paulina's gonna take over from here.
You
We
haven't
had the
first to
talk.
talk anything specific you want me to talk? Because I was having this thought right now that staying in the present, it's not only for people who are involved currently in the connection, even if in people for people who are kind of feeling stuck or stagnant within the current present soul connection. If you take a look from this present standpoint, without whatever happened in the past, whether it was like beautiful moments or ugly moments, if you keep focusing on on the past, like you cannot see those how it is right now. And I also realize that many people are kind of projecting whatever happened in the past, especially in the situations that they remember those good moments, and being blind on those moments that were things were really not working, but they are kind of blinded because in the past it was so beautiful. And instead, if you really bring your focus to the present and just judge the moment right now, where the connection is standing, whether right now is healthy or not, and just to react on that, or just not even react, but just to objectively judge it. Does it serving its purpose without putting a lenses of the past, without projecting, whether or not the person will change their mind, will do their work. This one you cannot know. Whatever you can assess is how are you feeling about the connection in the present moment. Does it really serving its purpose, and does it give you peace, or does it cause you worries because you're waiting for someone to do their work, or wishing that you could bring something back that was given to you by some other person. So I think it's very powerful because it can a little bit, we were talking in a previous video, I think it was about how very often we have those mind games trying to just really blind us, and instead of living in this truth, seeing things how they are, we will be just blinding ourselves and just living in those wishes, this ideal visions of how I would wish this connection to grow. So I think it's, if you really are able to get into the present moment and just not be afraid to judge things how they are, right now, do we have a clarity, do we have understanding, or it used to be like that, or maybe it will be in the future. That helps to navigate those connections a little bit easier and maybe healthier, I would say.
Yep. I want to recognize Lorna and Twin Flame Power. Twin Flame Power have that. What if the news cycle not on repeat? The new cycle that it's gonna begin, it's gonna give a different freshness, and I'll tell you what happens within the new cycle. The new cycle, the new cycle is gonna be testing you first, but also the new cycle is gonna comes in with different outcomes. Those different outcomes is gonna be showing you to stay in the present and make the choices in the present, not like on before. If the cycle doesn't repeat, that is good for you. That's mean you'll learn that, okay? And you learn that portions of this going back within yourself, and you're gonna find out that something very specific happens to you when your mind actually is focused within the past. You missing this energy of the present, or if your mind is focused within the future, you have no energy here within the present. But what's going to happen if your mind is playing these mind games, past, future, what did I learn and what should I do, and so on and so on, and you're not doing anything, because guess what? Where is your energy in the present? And when we're talking about this, it's good that when the cycle doesn't repeat, you probably learn this process that it goes on. And it's so beautiful to have, this, the cycles not repeat. It's not really necessarily in the new cycle that you're going to be repeat, but you're going to have an overview. Did you really overcome it from the last time? Did you learn the things from the last time? And that's what the new cycle, the new connections, the new situations that you're going to have in there, they're basically coming to you as a test, really as a test. Did you pass the test? Some of you are going to learn this down the road about this. So that's kind of like pretty much I'm going within this. But the
There's
one,
one more comment about
yeah,
this maybe repeating cycle. You know, you may notice that some situations tend to come to you, and you've seemed to overcome this issue. You know, you learned the lesson and just you moved on, and then you can have that one repeating again. And from my experience, how I observed is just maybe the purpose is the healing, you know, just to prove yourself, just to do it like one last time, as if to close this chapter, maybe just to close because you are not sure, you haven't achieved something, or there was some, maybe some wounds that you are not conscious about, or anything like a leftover healing, that you kind of prove yourself that you've done your work, you know, and just really clean the slate, just to move forward to the future. Because I also realized there were some situations that I've seemed to address the proper way, but they were kind of testing me. Okay, do you remember how it was, and do you remember the growth you've experienced? And you just as a kind of encouragement, that to see how I used to be, but how I've grown. You know, just to see, really differentiate that. Okay, I've healed this. You know, I don't have those issues anymore. That proves me. You know, I will never ever have to be. You know, will not be treated this way, or I will not address this issue this way. So that's also a positive sign. It's like, I would say like it's a few scenarios, but if you see like those cycles do not repeat for some time, and you just have this freshness in your life and new experiences, I would say that you're just in this good place, that your mind is very flexible, and you're open to those new opportunities and new experiences, and you can just, you know, take them as a sponge, and you just open up enough.
talking about this in there, since you and I were talked, something we're talking about this, but when you look at those energies, you're gonna find yourself the fears. Are you overcoming the fear from the past repeating itself and the fear of the unknown future? And talking about within this about it, when this new cycle comes in, it's gonna test you. Are you gonna live in fear, or are you gonna live in love? Are you gonna be not worried about the future, or are you just gonna live within the present moment and enjoy the connections as it is? And if something comes up, if something comes up, it's gonna become as what? It's gonna become as present. You know how to handle it, to maintain the inner peace within the connection, not like before, living in the fear within the past and living within the fear of the future. because the future is unknown. But the fear that leads you in the past because you had a bad experience, a bad situations, and so on, you overcoming this. This is gonna show you the healing that you heal past connection or past hurt or whatever is there, and that is gonna be that very beautiful, powerful energy of love that you're gonna experience, but not because your partner loves you. That inner love within yourself that you did that job, and then that love from within you that you are healed is gonna heal and shows up the healing love of energy within yourself that you are healed, and your partner doesn't have to worry about the future because you're healed. And when you healed and your partner is healed, then you begin to develop that beauty of powerful couple energy that it comes in. Those beautiful, honest, truthful talks, guys.
Mm.
And darling, if you have
Yeah,
anything.
I wanted to touch base maybe more about the future right now because mm, I just realized that it causes not only us, but I think it's just what happens to people if they focus too much about the planning for the future or just trying to predict the future or just we don't know where the journey takes us. But I just all I noticed is just when I put my energy there, it's not serving its purpose. It's just like energy is wasted because I cannot predict the future, and just working out the scenarios in my head. It's just I don't know. I'm just learned that it doesn't work. Like you can just try to predict the future, but then you will try to predict the future based on what you've experienced in the past. And honestly, like this is never a good way because like first you can either again like look through this from this lenses of if something went bad, what can go wrong this time as well, or you can just maybe have too much closed view, just to not explore all the opportunities that are available for this connection or for this moment, because our minds are just not capable of thinking about all the possible scenarios that are matching really our purpose. So that's for this, even an example that we are just facing right now. We kind of made a deal not to try to plan for the future, as weird as it sounds. It was causing us a little bit of discomfort because it feels like, okay, we are just hanging in this state, like which way to go from now. But anytime we try to plan for the future, just to try to predict that, it was not giving me the peace. Anytime I was trying to plan what's the next step, I just ended up being in this confused state, trying to find out the best scenario, just to act from this moment. And I just decided, when you don't have a peace inside, like those good things cannot come to you. So instead I'm trying to stay open, just to really act on the present moment and on the present opportunity. It's not very easy because we are trained just to act few steps ahead, especially regarding some major changes in life. But really it's not giving us any positivity if we are just in this discussions towards the future, how it's going to be, because there's always risk of putting your agenda on the connection itself. So instead of if we're on this ride of this spiritual journey and just want to go with the flow, I think just sticking to this moment, however it like uncovers, step by step, it's the proper way. Because otherwise, it's not worth it. There is so much things that you can do at the present moment that if it's not unfolding, probably there is a reason for that.
Same thing up here. We trying to see, like, say, for example, where would to be, how to be, where to live, and so on and so on. And there is no peace. And you need to understand this connection is based out of the peace. If you understand that, what I was telling you earlier, for it. But talking about it is, you have this enlightenment, as a twin flame, to maintain that peace in there, and that enlightenment is gonna kind of like helping you out to navigate properly in the both ways, masculine and the feminine. This is not gonna be like, okay, we're gonna be moving there, we are gonna be buying a house or whatever we're gonna do, whatever we do this and this and so on. You know, talking about the masculine perspective as a provider, as an organizer, and so on. Now you're not like acting on a point of masculine energy. You're trying to do and repeat the same mistakes you did before. And now since you seeing it this and it's like, no, there is gotta be a something else. You're waiting for the proper moment, the proper wisdom, because you are maturing from within you. I gotta tell you, the masculine wisdom of maturity in there and the feminine maturity that it's coming at the same time, okay? It's gonna be helping you so much because you're gonna be practicing not only living in the present moment. Maybe the present moment is separation physical. Maybe the present moment within your journey is you're working on yourself, they're working on themselves. There is something goes on in there and on. It's about you to enjoy it of whatever you work on it and enjoy the current present moment of the energies the way they are and be in peace with it. Because when you are not in peace with it, you either worry about the past or you're looking too much within the future and you escaping that enjoyment that keeps you within the state of love and the soul evolutions to get you to this enlightenment, because the inner peace is getting you to the enlightenment. And when you're enlightened, you find out that the things are gonna be organized in its own divine timing. But that is the culture of the spiritual maturity. And this is why we're talking to you guys today. You to have the spiritual maturity to not living on the past or worry about the future. All right. Twin flame power. It's got to always be we. You can't separate one from another. The we part is important if you're understanding that here it's the cooperations, here it's the interdependence, okay? The one can kind of like understand that both sides, they have to be happy. It is the, for example, my masculine and feminine energies, they gotta be happy with what's coming. Her masculine and feminine energy, they gotta be happy, and that way they'll both resonate with this. So that way everything is going on. Otherwise, we don't want to repeat the past karmic cycles of parents or previous connections or grandparents. I'll tell you that when you're waking up your DNA, you can imagine that your DNA can shift you all the way back into the tribal beginning of creating the society. And you have to seek within yourself how they begin to judge all the way back into a tribal. Okay, there was no towns. It was only like a small tribes with like a 10, 15 families. And here you are. You're making something new. You created something that you don't fit within that tribe, that society, of the expectations of the tribes has for you. What are you going to do? And when you are there to evolve the tribes, to create the first inventions in science, for example, and so on, now things are different. But this is, you have to look at it that right now as a twin flame or as a soul or your journey the way it is. Personally, you have that spiritual maturity is the same way back into that tribe when you decide that instead of having the stick within you and trying to get in it, you made it the stick and you created the bow and the arrow. All right. Do you know how hard it is for me to dodge the monkey pop and stay in the present?
We were talking about it.
Oh, we know.
Some
We know how hard
lately.
it is. We've been going back and forth, and like, Darling, wait a minute. We need to have a little kink. Um, let's stop on the brakes and let's talk about this. And we find out that we were our minds were preset about this. Spirituality have not fully cleaned us. We understand this way back a few months ago when we did that preparations. We did it on energy level, mental level, and so on. But now it's in 3D. We have to practice it. Okay. Don't think about it that oh yeah, twin flames is only an energy level. Once the energy level is fixed, it's gonna be okay. Oh wait until it came into the 3D. Oh, you're gonna be practicing everything you've been studying for. Okay, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Okay, let's have it at this because you're laughing out loud as well. And let me tell you that that's how it goes. But this is why we came because when you get this energies and put it in the present, oh boy, you're gonna have much more energy right now. You're gonna have so much more energy to do the things that you need to do. And that is gonna propel you, your partner, the union, and your journey moves forward. You need to understand that if you're getting in this video, okay, that the energy management of that is crucial because the energy is going to propel you, propel your partner in the union. Okay. If you, darling, have something to say.
No, there was just a little bit of bumps on the road in the community, but in general, it will all just kind of testing us how much we can just stay out of it. We're trying to find, what is the best way to act if the whole world is in poop. And we have this discussion. We just have to stay out of this. Like, this is the true spiritual lesson, just to see the only thing you have to do is just to stay at peace, because the rest, it will organize itself. Everything, it starts from this peace inside. So if anything, you just have to start to building it from the inside, and it will create itself on the outside. You don't have to be even worried about that. We were just having a lot of discussions, even, going very briefly back to this planning thing. We were trying to predict and plan, and even starting to looking for some houses. I would just share, because that's super interesting, that all the houses that we've been looking for, they looked perfect, like whatever we were needing at that moment. But they had troubles with foundations. They were just almost, there was something with that. They didn't have a proper base. It just struck us, just to realize that, guys, you want to start buying something, you get something, but haven't you forgot something? So the moment we realized that that was a big issue in the house, if your foundation is not stable, like, how are you gonna build a proper building on that? So it got us thinking, it got us going through, all this spiritual foundation, just to really dig into this. What kind of foundations we are missing, is like, how do you build this proper house, proper home? And this one keeps us busy, because we both know we want to build it the proper way. So again, like, this is a lesson. If things are not moving smoothly, that means that there is some work that it's coming in the background. It's just, okay, do you have a trust to see that those things will come in the right time?
And if there is something that's going to be a trigger, and one of those triggers is going to be exactly this the future. You want to do it now faster so you can get the future that you picture it within yourself, or that mistakes of whatever the past has been done within the society. Hurry up, pushing up, let's go, let's be in union, and let's all this and so on. But um, when you get into that, I would say, like breaks, like you feel like you don't have the inner peace, as Paulina said. In there, we didn't have the inner peace. I'm like, this, we need to figure this out. We start looking at her about that, uh, the 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 spiritual wisdom and the maturity. Now it's telling us how to build this base, how to do this within ourselves. So we're going to practice that base that we learned way back when I was awakened and the connections and so on. Now we are bringing it down and bring that high level of energies to materialize in there. So your journey is going to tell you when a thing goes south and the things doesn't go right and the things that goes in. But you always have to look at those two things. Are you living in the past or are you living in the future? Are you doing the things from a past experience and fear? Because wherever there is fear, there is no love. Or you're doing it because you are programming yourself because you want to program the future. And that's what we wanted to share with you guys. So, twin flame power. It's all there. The generational looping. It's unavoidable. Fix it by changing how we react. Exactly. Spiritual maturity changes, and now we learning how to react out of the spiritual maturity in there. And that spiritual maturity is going to improve your life. Guarantee you, if you do everything right within yourself, you don't lie to yourself, you're not living in this imaginary world, you're not fantasizing things, but you stay focused in the present moment, your spiritual energies, they're going to be matching the reality of the it is what it is. Because whatever it's upstairs, same thing's downstairs. If they don't match, you're not in a peace. And either you're not in a peace, whatever they're coming from upstairs, you're kind of like, it's universe, I got this, I got that energy, and nothing happens. Or you're like, you know what, I did all that, I wrote it and so on, and it should have something come up on a 3D. Something is missing. The correlations between upstairs, downstairs, you're not aligned with it. But when you're aligned, when your partner is aligned, when things goes on, there is something that needs to be done. Proper base. And Lorna, thank you for the smiling face. Capernaum and ING5. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that you're here. If you have any questions, and I don't know if you guys have some any. Yeah, exactly. As above, as below. If you guys have some any questions or anything, guys, you can ask, or you have any idea about the topic for it. Let us know. We're gonna be doing continue doing what we're doing. But confirmations out of here. It's always just like that. It is what it is. So if you guys doing what you're doing, I hopefully these videos help you out. Okay, so that's about from me, guys. Darling, if you have anything.
No, we try to keep it more short, just really concise. Just to recap, maybe, just because that's really recent what we've learned, this power of staying in the present, and we just realized the moment that we shift our focus on the present, we just got back our peace. But with this peace, everything seemed to just move, shift. And in this peace, once you're created this, you're welcome, Lorna. Thank you too. If we create this peace, that's also you're creating this energetic bubble, whether or not, whether your partner just on yourself, but that's how you also grow, energetically, I mean, because I sense that maybe collectively also those energies will be getting just a lot of downloads. So if you're in this peaceful state, it's easier for you to comprehend those and just to really, adapt them. I think it seems to me that it's gonna be pretty powerful time this, after the Scorpio season. So whoever was really doing their work, it's time to relax and just really open up for those changes and updates and upgrades, or however you call it. But I think it's because I can even see for myself, I just released a lot of things, and that means that I just made space for a new, and that really helps you to expand. So just the conclusion
Talking
for
about
today.
expansion. Oh yeah, it's a big expansions up here. Um, and I just want to share something with you because Paulina mentioned the Scorpio season, and during the Scorpio season, something very important happens in there. You're either gonna have a fear of whatever happened with your Scorpio season, you're not communicating, you're not saying it, or if you're saying it, okay, the other side is judging you. You need to be very spiritually mature to understand that your job is to say what you have to say, what you went through it. That is the power of confession, okay? And when you confess that, you're dealing with the truth, which is that is the purpose of the Scorpio season. But don't, if you partner is telling you I have this, this, and that, or something goes on in there, for it, don't just go there and tell him, it's like this and this. Open up a space, open up an opportunities, open up things for them, and you can be there next to them if they need you to help them, but understanding that they were dealing with their personal issues, and love them that they're doing their personal issues. Okay, I seen some of the comments out there at the group at I am Twin Flame, and that hits me in there. Like I wish my twin flame and so on and so on. I mean, there has always been like there within the community, but uh, don't look at it, the community, okay? Because that way you're giving that energy, that power within you, within the community. You worry about the community, you're taking a weight, what there is an extra weight within yourself. But when you look at from within you, you can benefit of what the community is going on, and you empowering yourself, and then that empowerment benefits the community. That's the new way. That's the Aquarius way. All right, guys. That's all I had for you guys. So you're welcome, Lorna. You're welcome. All right, guys. Let's send you a lot and lights in here, and I'm giving you some gifts of love. Take it as much as you need it.
Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for question and sharing, and see you next time. If
Good
you
luck,
have some
guys.
topics, just shoot them to us, and it's always helpful. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.